If someone does something big, like helps us get thousands of followers, we'll gift them a really cool limited edition Knopf sweatshirt.
Hi, I'm Teresa.
And I'm Emily.
This is No Ordinary Friendship.
We've been best friends for forever. And while life has tried to keep us apart,
we won't let it. Join us as we catch up on pop culture, parenthood, and whatever's on our minds.
We promise a short break from real life, just for a little bit.
We all have our people.
And now you are one of them.
What's up? Do you like my new background?
Much. Yes. It reminds me of home.
Yes, my childhood home. Well, we spent many middle school, high school years here. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, or belated Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy belated Thanksgiving. We are recording today 2 days after Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So bellies are full. Kids have been home for a while. Everyone's going crazy.
We're sick of them. Yeah. Yep. And this podcast episode is like a good time to get away from them.
Yes. Okay. So apologies and corrections. I said last week that I would have some homework and look into my sign, which is Aquarius. Anybody who knows astrology probably was rolling their eyes because I said it was a water sign, but it's not. It is an air element. But many people, not just me, get confused that Aquarius is a water sign because the symbol or whatever is the water bearer. So I think it's sometimes it's like a vase or something, like pouring water out. I don't know. But anyway, I'm an air sign. And then just a couple things about typical Aquariuses is their strengths are that they're progressive, original, independent, and humanitarian. Weaknesses, runs from emotional expression. Remember we talked about I don't
why
cry?
You're so emotionalist. Yeah. That explains it.
Temperamental, uncompromising, and aloof. Slightly offended.
We all have our weaknesses, Emily.
Yes, it's true. Aquarius likes fun with friends, risky business, fighting for causes, and intellectual conversations. I have to say no on that last one because Victor and I constantly say how we're not intellectual types.
But you are very smart, Emily, and I do think you're highly intellectual. Maybe you just don't tap into it as much as you think.
And then lastly, Aquarius dislikes limitations, broken promises, very true, being lonely, dull or boring situations. I mean, who likes dull or boring situations, though?
Some people don't mind it as much.
That's true. Okay, so I mean, some of those ring true, but I still don't feel like usually when I read Aquarius stuff, I don't feel like, oh yeah, that's so me.
I actually looked you up too. And it said that the stuff that you said last time, I was like, none of that is in here. Because the ones that Aquarians are highly intellectual and creative. You're independent. You don't like being told what to do, and you can be social, but you're not likely to participate in social interactions unless you truly want to, which is very true for you and for a lot of people too. And you also are an ideas person. You never suffer from a drought of inspiration. And I do think you're a really big ideas person. Like you may, not all of them are
crazy ideas.
No, but you have way more ideas than the average person. Like you have way more ideas than I do. You made us merch. You want to show the listeners or the visual people
I made merch? Can you see it?
So good. I can see it.
If someone does something big, helps us get thousands of followers, we'll gift them a really cool limited edition Knopf sweatshirt.
For our Knopfers. It is really cute though.
Right now, there are only two in existence, so they really are limited.
Thanks for looking that up again, because I do feel like astrology sometimes does ring true. Maybe not all of the points, but
yeah. I feel like I've found some more points where I'm like, okay, I am an Aquarius. I don't know why. The ones that I've seen in the past definitely were different, so maybe they were not accurate.
You didn't live in LA long enough, Emily. That's why you're not an expert in these signs.
It transformed me.
All right, breaking news.
Yes, breaking news. Speaking of visual people, we now have a YouTube channel, and it's mostly just the same content. But if you would like to see us talk to each other versus just listen to us, please check us out. And we'll put the link somewhere. I don't know. on our Instagram.
We'll put it in. We'll figure it out. Well, that's a problem for later. Okay, I want to tell you
your
about
travels.
Yeah. So it was Thanksgiving 2 days ago, and the week before, my family and I went down to San Diego and to LA right before Thanksgiving for like our little family trip getaway. We drove the Bay Area, so getting to San Diego was like 8 to 9 hours. And you're shaking your head.
I cannot believe you did that. I'm just like, never would try.
And oh my God. I mean, it was fun. Okay, we did all these fun things and it was like great family time, but I think I was just naive because when you think about, okay, I think I was just very naive because like right before Thanksgiving, I saw all these TikToks and it was like POV and the mom was dancing in the background. It was like mom hyping myself up for like a week full of family gatherings in non-baby proofed homes where like nap times are not a thing, structured routines are not a thing, and everyone's just like chilling and drinking while I'm chasing my kid around. And I felt like that very much rang true. My kids were so overstimulated in so many different situations, and I didn't realize like the type of effect it would have on them. And the baby proofing of the home, we stayed at an Airbnb and it was great, but also I was like, whoa, that glass like corner of the table is like exactly eye level to Logan, the 1.5-year-old. So he's like drunk all the time, right? The way he walks. So he's like always giving me a heart attack. And it was just a lot more, I felt the holiday cheer, but it was also just like very, I don't know. It was like my blood pressure was definitely like up there from time to time.
Oh no.
But it's fine, I guess.
I know. Even yesterday when we were at our friend's beautiful, gorgeous, large house, it was like a little bit of mini heart attacks because they had stairs, which Cassie's not really used to. And there were just so many nice things in the house that I was like, please don't break, don't stain anything while we're here. And then it's like, get them in the car and you're like, sigh of relief.
If it was my house, it'd be like, whatever, they could draw on the walls. But like, I don't know what my kids are capable of in other people's like really nice homes. And something in me was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what was your favorite part of your trip?
We went to the San Diego Zoo, which is like world renowned, right? And a lot of people love it. That is not the favorite part of the trip. I thought like we were all going to kill each other then. Because we did a back-to-back Sesame Place and the San Diego Zoo. Not in the same day, but just like back-to-back over the weekends. And I think that was a little too much. And no one was happy afterwards. We just did like a chill beach day after that. We went to Coronado Island. That was really fun. The weather was perfect. It was like 70, 80 degrees, which is wild, by the way. It was a heat wave, I guess. And it was SoCal, but I felt like I was in Hawaii when we were not actually in Hawaii. So that was my favorite part, just like having a recharge day. Do you ever get the feeling like when you go on vacation, like you have to do the big things first and then you can relax? I almost feel like sometimes even pre-kids, I have to get like the big touristy things out of the way. I'm like, oh, I did it. I came and I saw and I conquered like these big milestones. And now I can go relax on the beach and not feel bad for not seeing like whatever, the San Diego Zoo.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like your type A coming out because it's like, oh, I have to finish my homework and then I can watch TV. But I don't think I'm like that for vacations. And especially with kids, I have very low expectations of doing anything. I'm just like, if everyone stays happy and healthy, I'll count it as a win. Like, I don't even care if we're just sitting in the hotel the whole time because like we paid for the hotel anyway, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I don't try to accomplish much with them these days.
But I feel like it's more boring if we just stay in one place. Like, because Logan especially, like, if you don't take him out, he's going to be fucking pissed. Like, he is just ready at the door, holding his shoes and everything.
Oh, well, my kids are the opposite because Charlie loves hotels. Like, she cried last time when it was time to leave. And also, it's so hard to get them to move from point A to point B. So they can take like an hour just trying to get them out the door, and they're like having fun, just like doing random things in the hotel. So yeah, I mean, if they're happy, I'm happy, you know. If I don't have somewhere that I have to get to, then it's fine.
Yeah, for sure. We're still on one nap right now. So we got to like really time it well with all these like things that are just very
Yeah.
expensive nowadays too.
So
All right.
true.
Oh, I have the next thing to tell you. I don't know
Okay.
why I put this in breaking news, but I put minimalist on here because in 2024, I really want to try to be a minimalist. I have way too much
Okay.
stuff, and I feel like I'm turning into my parents, where every corner of my house, there's like something hidden in the corner or like in the cabinet somewhere. And my house has pretty good storage. So it's just really hiding in there. I'm like, oh, just in case I need it. And I feel like because social media knows me, it's been recommending things to me. And so on Facebook, it was like, do you want to join this minimalist group? I was like, okay, maybe this group of people on social media will help me be a minimalist. But I learned that there's a really big difference between like minimalist aesthetic and minimalist lifestyle. You join the Facebook
Oh.
group, anything that you join now, you have to answer a bunch of questions. And one of the questions was like, do you believe that there are different ways of defining minimalism? Do you promise to not to be rude and mean to other people that do not like
Oh, wow.
see minimalism the same way you do? I was like, whoa, this is like very contentious and there's lots of tension here. Because I guess minimalist aesthetic means it's more like neutral colors, a very zen vibe, but minimalist lifestyle is like you actually actively try to like not buy new things, you try to repurpose, and you really just live with only what you need. And people, I guess, are really contentious when it comes to that kind of definition. But overall, like I would like to be a minimalist, and I'm gonna start this week.
Which one?
Emily. Oh, not the aesthetic one. I want to be the lifestyle one.
I definitely want to too because, well, I feel like when we moved from LA back to the Bay Area, we had to like downsize a little bit. So we already had too much stuff for the space that we're living in, and then add on another kid in the mix. I feel like we've just amassed too much stuff. And like yesterday when I saw our friend's like gorgeous pantry, I was like, you know, I think I would be a little bit more orderly if I just had that space. But since I don't, and I have this constraint built in, I need to be purging even more so that the stuff that we have is appropriate for the space. So that will be my goal for 2024 as well.
That pantry was amazing because it was like hidden behind their kitchen. And our other friend was like, oh, this is why when you go to like a rich person's house and it's never cluttered, it's because they like hide everything in this pantry. They have the countertop space.
Yeah, I literally have no hiding spaces.
And you have a lot of gadgets too because you cook all the time.
Yeah. Okay, I like that goal for both of us.
Yeah, we need it.
Okay, so last week I went out for a rare like mom's night out, which was really just a dinner, but it was like on the later side. Like I think we started eating around 8, and it was in San Francisco. And after the dinner, we were walking to my car and we passed like, do you remember Dirty Dogs?
Yes.
From when we were of the clubbing age.
College? Well, they were called Dirty Dogs and Ghetto Dogs, right?
Oh, I always called them Dirty Dogs, but I guess for people not familiar, it's like the people who sell hot dogs on the street. Usually they're bacon wrapped, and then you can add a bunch of toppings. And I think they target, you know, like the drunk people who stumble out of the clubs and just like smell that wonderful aroma.
It is really the smell that gets you.
Yeah, it's like, I'll pay anything for that dog. But anyway, while we were walking to my car, I was completely sober, and the people selling it looked very sketch. And I don't know if it was just the neighborhood we were in, or, you know, that's how they always are and you just don't notice when you're drunk. I was like, there's a very high chance that I purchased a dirty dog from a homeless person before. And that just gave me absolute, I guess what the Giggly Squad girls would say, it gave me the ick. I was like, what have I been doing with my life?
Wait, no, but they have like all the gear though. I guess you could still be homeless and have all the gear to sell.
Yeah, you could be homeless and have like a hot dog cart next to your tent.
I know. Hey, as long as like the meat is not going to give me food poisoning, I'm okay with that. You got to make a living.
We're alive and that's what matters.
Yeah. They also sell them outside of like ball games and sporting events, and oh, they smell so good.
Oh, they do. They really do.
Wait, where did you
so that
go
was
in
my
San
breaking
Francisco?
We went to State Bird Provision, which was good.
Oh.
It was fun and
You went
one
all
of the
the way
fanciest
up.
meals I've had in years.
Without kids,
Yes.
so it must have been really a great treat.
It was amazing. Obviously, since it's Thanksgiving, we have to touch on Black Friday, although when the listeners hear, it'll be like a week after Black Friday happened. But Victor totally called me out the other day because, so I have a Dyson vacuum, and I don't know why the past month, the battery has just been dying. Like I can only vacuum for like 5-10 minutes and it just shuts off. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll see, if there are any good deals. And the day that I was looking, Dyson had some sales, which were good already. And then they had Rakuten's like 20% cash back. So I was like, whoa, that's a huge savings. And I was like, okay, wow, the battery replacement on its own is like $95.
Right.
But I can get a brand new vacuum for like $300 plus the 20% off. So it's like such a good deal. And Victor was like, what? Like that math isn't mathing. Like you spend $100 for a battery, you can keep using your vacuum, or you spend $300 and somehow that's the better deal. And he was like,
But
it doesn't make sense.
You're getting a better and like new and improved product though, right? Like is the suction better or is it the
Yes.
exact same vacuum?
No, yes, it supposedly has a longer runtime. It's a newer model. So it's not like I'm getting like apples for apples. But in my head, it was kind of almost a no-brainer. And he was just like, that makes zero sense.
The math is mathing, Victor.
Yes. So yes, another example of girl math. And then I ended up actually, he had another good idea. He was like, why don't you just buy like another, actually, was it his idea or my idea? I ended up
probably your
buying
idea if
like
it's a
a
good idea.
non-branded. It was a non-branded replacement battery from Amazon for only like $35. So we'll see how it goes. I saved a lot of money.
Wait, so do you have two vacuums now?
No, so I didn't end up buying the Dyson vacuum. He kind of like talked me out of it. And then before I bought the battery, I thought of, why don't I check Amazon? And they had just like the no-name batteries.
Yeah.
So
nice.
we'll see if it's just as good.
Well,
Yeah.
you saved, I mean, at least hundreds of dollars if I'm girl mathing correctly.
Yes, I did.
We did that too, actually. We did that during COVID when we were doing a lot of cleaning. I also bought this non-branded battery off of Amazon. And it's been working really well. It came in like a 2-pack. I was like, I don't need 2 of these, but okay. It's actually really good. So good luck to you.
Oh, good. Okay, thanks. Yeah, it came in the mail, so I'm going to try to charge it up maybe next week. The other random thing was I feel like Black Friday is when like you discover that you signed up for email lists that you completely forgot about, like probably 10 plus years ago. Like I got an email from Morton's Steakhouse. I was like, who is this?
How do you know?
And then also Papa John's Pizza. I was like, what?
Oh my
on their
God.
list.
Your college.
Yeah. Blast from the past.
Do you?
But did you
feel
get
like
any random ones?
I feel like they don't care if I try to unsubscribe because they just continue to subscribe me. and because they all share email lists with one another or they like have some kind of network agency that they go through. So I'm just, I feel like I need to start another email address to send all my junk mail there. But what I really don't like,
That's a good
Emily, is like
idea.
when you pay for something like on Toast or those little kiosks like Blue Bottle, like they just start sending you
Square.
stuff. Yeah, Square, because they know all your information. They know you're shopping there. And I'm like, I didn't sign up for this. This was an in-person purchase. I don't want your email.
Yeah, I agree. That's another thing we can purge in 2024. Our digital clutter.
Isn't there an app or something for this? Or some kind of service that you can
I'm
do
sure
for like
there is.
unsubscribing? Oh,
Yeah. Tell us,
need it.
listeners.
Yeah. I'm sure there's
Educate
something
us.
out there that somebody can teach us.
And then since we're getting into December soon and it feels like it's time for the holiday season, I wanted to know, what are your favorite holiday movies, or if you have like traditions that you watch every year?
Ooh, this is so easy for me because, well, when I had cable, I always watched A Christmas Story every single year, and they would have it for 24 hours straight on TBS. And did you ever watch it, A Christmas Story?
To be honest, I don't think I ever watched the whole thing because it's like very old school looking and that's not
It
my
is.
vibe. I
It
just
is
know
very
like
old school looking.
do they like he gets his tongue stuck on a pole. Like that's one of the classic scenes, right?
Right. It's about two boys. I don't even know what decade it is. I'm going to get it wrong, but I want to say like,
Maybe the
oh my God, I want to say
70s.
it. Yeah, maybe the 70s or so. But it's essentially about this boy and his little brother, but it's really centered around the older son. He really wants a BB gun. And it kind of just goes through adventures of growing up and like getting his BB gun and like gets into shenanigans with his friends. And it's kind of heartwarming because
Oh.
it's not super heartwarming in the sense that it's like very like everything goes perfectly well. Some things go poorly and it's just like all a part of growing up. But at the end of the day, you still have like that Christmas spirit in like the snow and like the activities that you do. But there's just so many scenes that I thought were so funny. And the more you watch it, the funnier it gets. And my mom was always like, how can you be watching this show or this movie again? Like, how is it still on this channel? And I just remember like, and maybe it's really fitting because now I have two boys myself. And it was like two little boys in that movie. And I thought they were so cute. And the things that they did, like the shenanigans that they got into were like really endearing as well, even though it was like super dumb at the same time. And my second movie, Emily, is Elf with Will Ferrell. I don't know. I really loved that movie in college. I thought that was just so silly and funny. And I don't know, a lot of good memories watching that one. Didn't watch it for 24 hours straight, though.
Elf is one of mine too. And it's funny because I'm generally not a Will Ferrell fan. Like, I don't find him that funny or entertaining. But Elf is just, he did such a great job of like kind of bringing that kids perspective and like love of that magical time of the year to life. And I also really like Zooey Deschanel who's in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And they did some singing, and there was just something so sweet about the innocence of it all and how he brought it out as an adult.
Uh-huh.
I really liked it too. Anything else for you?
Another one of mine is Love Actually. I know it's not really like, I guess it just takes place kind of around the holiday, so I always associate it with Christmas time. And, you know, she sings like the Mariah Carey song at the end. Another weird one, like Harry Potter. I don't know why. I feel like it's a Christmas movie.
Is it?
Maybe because it's like, there's like wintry scenes or something.
Which
and
one?
Then,
like all the Harry Potters?
I'm not sure. Maybe the first one. There was one where they kind of had like Christmassy scenes, right? I don't remember which one, but yeah.
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Wait, what about your girls? Do they like watching any of these or are they too young?
Cassie definitely too young because she's been in the I'm scared of Santa phase, so I'm not sure how this Christmas will go. And Charlie, I don't know if she has one yet, but I do want to show her Elf and see if she'll enjoy it. Although my girls are so not used to watching just like real TV with like humans on it, you know, besides like Blippi and Miss Rachel. So the other day for Thanksgiving, my dad was watching football and then Charlie and Cassie kept going, oh no, ad, because they thought it was like the ads that you see between YouTube videos.
Right. They're like, wait, hurry, where's the countdown from 5 to 1 so you can skip the ad?
Yeah. And I was like, that's not an ad, it's football. And then Charlie's like, why does Akong, which is grandpa, like to watch ads? Like, she just couldn't get it through her head that it wasn't an ad.
That's so funny. Right, and it's not Miss Rachel, so it must be an ad.
Yeah. Not
I
Miss
like that they
Rachel
say,
and not
oh no,
Blippi.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our parenthood section. Okay. What are some crazy things that moms do?
Okay, so since we started our podcast, I've been just trying to like listen to other new to me podcasts to see like what style people have or if there are ones that I think are similar to us, so maybe we can like become podcast friends.
Okay.
But I randomly happened upon this one, which is a husband and wife who are parents. It's called Just Ignore It. I listened to one that was just like, I feel like I could be friends with this mom because the husband or dad was like making fun of her and he was like, oh, you know, you are a little bit crazy, but maybe you were like this before kids. It just brought it out in you because it'll be like, do you think that our toddler woke up at 2 a.m. because I fed him that specific cheese that expires in 5 days? And I was like, I say stuff like that to Victor all the time. And then he's like, and then when you're mad, you're like, nobody gets more than 4 chicken nuggets. Nobody ever. And then when you're in a good mood, you're like, here, have 8 chicken nuggets. 8 chicken nuggets for everyone. And I was just like, okay, this hits like too close to home because obviously those are exaggerations, but I analyze Cassie's sleep like it's my job.
You're definitely working
I'm like top
overtime.
Performer.
You want to be in the top 1%. Gold medal.
I'm like, okay, Google as much as I can about other people and what happened with their kids' sleep. And then what happened with Cassie? Was it because the room temperature was 1 degree warmer tonight or I didn't turn on her humidifier?
Totally. Like, you know how we're talking about how athletes are super superstitious last time? I feel like moms could be that, like type A moms could be like that too. You know, like, was it because of this or that one thing that didn't make things go as well as it did before? Yeah.
Motherhood is just endless troubleshooting, I think. I've learned that, like, my life for the next almost 18 years will just be troubleshooting every little thing that goes wrong with my kids.
But Emily, I think part of it was like just ignore it, right? Wasn't that like part of
I think the message is good. Like they laugh about it and it's like just ignore it. Don't worry. Move on. So it's a good message for me.
That's what I learned too, because the type A part of me definitely overanalyzes certain things too. And then I want to know from I go into Facebook parent groups and search in the history. I'm like, oh, have other people asked about this particular thing before too? Have their kids like gotten out of it or grew out of it? I want to know. I mean, what I've learned is like you're not alone. Your kid is not super unique in that sense. Like a lot of other kids and parents have gone through something similar, and most of the time they'll end up being okay, I hope. But we just need to do all that crazy research beforehand.
No, I can't stop. It's like a sickness.
Make more merch, Emily. Maybe you just need a distraction, like how kids need a distraction, like type A moms need a distraction too.
You're right. Like the pod. It's very healthy for me.
I want to tell you about a matchmaker. So LinkedIn is full of spam, right? Isn't that random? Like you get spam in your text messages, your WhatsApp, and now LinkedIn too. But I got a message from this person. Her tagline is certified matchmaker, founder CEO of this matchmaking service, like this elite matchmaking service. And her message to me was, "Hi, Teresa. I'm an executive matchmaker who assists high-end clients find their happily ever after. I have an awesome client who's a successful Asian American gentleman, 40 years old, kind, warm, financially strong, ready to have family and wants kids. If you're interested, DM me." And it's like, I was like, what? Who is this? And why do we even have mutual friends? So that made me think like she was kind of legitimate. And when I looked at her LinkedIn profile, she's like clearly not a scammer. She's been around. She had a real corporate job and like she has legit connections. But I'm like, why are you targeting me with this message? I am married.
Maybe
I have kids.
Wanted you.
No,
maybe her client like was scrolling LinkedIn.
But like, are you also like a relationship breaker too? You're a matchmaker and a relationship breaker to like drum up more business for yourself? Like, I just feel like it's so weird. LinkedIn is not the place.
In her defense, LinkedIn does not disclose your marital status. So she can't know if you're married or not.
Still, it's not the right place. Like LinkedIn has gone, this is my other gripe with LinkedIn. LinkedIn just feels like a fake social media now. It used to be great for networking, finding jobs, and like just getting connected to people that you don't necessarily like want to share your whole personal life, like on social media, like Facebook or whatever, the olden days. And now it's just like a free-for-all place where people are trying to be influencers. And I don't even think you make money off of being a LinkedIn influencer. Yeah, like all these people post like these really catchy and like very short, like I don't know, kind of like selling you
like a tweet,
a little bit longer than that, but they'll be like, it's like BuzzFeed, I will say, like these are the 5 things you need to do to be like the next generation marketer for a XYZ company. And it's like that plus like really legitimate networking opportunities. So it's like it's very weird. It's hard for my mind to wrap my head around the two things existing in one space that's supposed to be professional. It's supposed to be professional.
Yeah.
I love like how you're defending her.
I'm not on LinkedIn very much.
That's good. That's
well,
good.
I mean, I feel like she's being kind of creative. I think as a single person in their 40s or even 30s, it is hard to meet people. So they're just trying to find ways to maybe be like, okay, well, these professional people maybe are in the same life stage or, social group that I am. And how else would I connect with her besides sliding into her LinkedIn inbox?
Sliding into my DMs. Yeah. But if you were 40-year-old and single, would you, or not 40-year-old single, but if you were right now and single, would you respond to a matchmaker that found you on LinkedIn?
Probably not on LinkedIn. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm guessing she has some success, that's why she's continuing to do it.
It's true. Like we do have some mutual friends. So somebody is talking to her. And she also says that she's a certified matchmaker. Like, what certificates are out there, Emily?
How do we get that? Should that be my next side hustle? I could be a matchmaker.
You're a certified podcaster. I'm going to put that on my LinkedIn.
I actually am certified to marry people because I got the online. I'm some sort of, what is it? What do you have to be? Officiant.
You're ordained?
That's the word.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm an officiant. So if anyone ever needs a shotgun wedding, I'm your girl.
Well, maybe you could partner up with this matchmaker.
It's a one-stop shop.
Oh, does that ever expire?
I don't think so. It was like the Universal Life Church or something. So.
Oh, sounds legit. Yeah. All right. Well, it was good catching up with you Thanksgiving week. It's a weird off holiday week for us, but
yes. We'll get back to the regularly scheduled time next week.
Yes, sounds
All
good.
right.
All right. Bye, listeners. Thank you.
Bye.